News is a service of Keller Pump in Seneca. For guaranteed quality well services and water treatment, trust the family that's been doing it for over 15 years. For details, see kellerpump.com. When you see news, call or text our tip line at 417-782-1310. For News Talk KZRG, I'm Ethan Thomas on KIX 102.5.
We'll see partly sunny skies today with a slight chance of storms and highs in the upper 70s. Partly cloudy with lows in the mid-50s tonight. Sunshine 82 for Tuesday. Sunshine at 87 for Wednesday.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radars just showing clouds over the 4 states.
57 in Purdy, 54 in Pittsburgh, 53 in Joplin. To sign up for severe weather alerts, download the Zimmer Storm Center app.
Time now for the KIX Kids Pledge. It's being brought to you by Country Financial and Josh Meeker. And today we're featuring Stetson from Pierce City.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, Stetson. And if you'd like your kids to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, just go to KIX1025.com. There on the main page is a button you can hit that'll tell you how to upload your audio.
We're just 15 minutes away from your chance to guess and win the Great Plains Federal Credit Union Secret Sound.
Here's Megan Maroney
On the 4 states, number 1 for cash.
KIX 102.5.
Good morning.
Morning, everybody.
Happy Monday. Megan, Christy, good morning. Devin, good morning. How was everyone's weekend? How was Mother's Day? I hope all you mamas were spoiled.
I took my wife to Sonic for Mother's Day.
Sonic?
Yeah.
Was that her choice?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Want something fast and get home. Because, I mean, we looked at other, that was always the idea. We'll just go grab, because we were doing landscaping stuff. And she wanted to go over to Menards and get her plants. And then on the way home, we just going to pick up Sonic, take it home so we can get home. We were tired. She'd been up since like 4. And driving down Range Line, looking at all the restaurants, they were all packed.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Maybe we won't do that.
Everybody had taken mom out to eat yesterday. Mm-hmm. So it's like, no, thank you. Would have had to have waited an hour, hour and a half to get in anywhere.
You're in Texas for a cruise? Did your mom get a cruise for Mother's Day? Mine was really nice, Christy. It's a very, very busy weekend.
You're on a ship right now, Devin?
Ahoy, matey.
You took your mom on a cruise? Did you say his mom got a cruise? What did you say about his mom and a cruise?
She get a cruise for Mother's Day.
He said he was in Texas for a cruise. I didn't see him say anything about his mom being with him. That would be weird to take your mom on a cruise, I would think.
I don't know, unless it's a whole family thing. They all went on a cruise together.
Me and mom are going on vacation.
Devin's a kid. Devin's still in school.
Okay. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Probably leaving out of Galveston, right, Devin? He's not in his usual place.
I mean, that would be kind of cool, though. You were always hopping cruise to cruise. So what did you guys do to celebrate? What did you guys get or do with the kids? Or
my kids didn't get, they don't do that. Anything for Mother's Day. A text is about what you can expect from them. Slackers. We've got really lousy kids.
Wow.
So we've decided we're going to start texting them for their birthdays.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty well how it is in my family. Did it go? I'd rather go to space than deep dark sea for sure. I don't know. I agree, Megan.
6 of one, half a dozen the other to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're both. I mean, both places that humans are not supposed to be. I mean, that would kill you in a second, either place. So,
Sure.
what's the difference?
I don't know why space is just less intimidating to me.
It's very, very high.
It is.
You don't think of it that way, but it is very, very high.
You got some plants?
Me? Who? Them?
Christy said you got some plants. Her son got her touch-me-nots.
Yeah. I think I know why. Aren't those also called cactus, Christy? A bag of cherry mash. That's random. An iron yard cat. Jimmy, you are so weird. What is an iron yard cat? Meow.
I mean, she's Jimmy Cat. I feel like it makes sense. I need a hanging, I need a plant to go on my front porch. I've got a macrame hanger that Kyle got for me from a local craft fair. And I need just the right plant now to go in it.
We went to Menards, Sutherland, and Home Depot, and all three of them had a really, really low inventory on plants.
You got to the rock yard.
We saw very, very few. It might have been better over, what's their names that come from Pittsburgh that are over there?
Van Beesler.
Van Beesler. And we had driven by there last week, and I don't know if they just hadn't got plants down here yet or not, but it didn't look like there was a lot there at that time. So, and plus, from this corner of town to that corner of town was not really a conducive drive. So we went and looked at those three, and all three of them had really, really low inventory on plants. In fact, Sutherland's hardly had anything. Everything looked dead. Home Depot just didn't have much. I mean, common plants that you would expect to find, like blue firs, blue spruce, shrubs, didn't have any. And those little lily, like what I have in the corner there of my driveway where the wall meets, they got that little orange flower there, and there's only one there right now, so we wanted to get some more to put in there. The only place we found any, Menards didn't have any, Home Depot didn't have any, Sutherland's had 3 left, and they were just really wilty looking. I got them anyway because they're bulb plants, so they'll come back, every year.
Right.
But that was it.
Morning, Floyd. A cat you put in the yard for decoration. That's the iron yard.
To entice the children, right, Jimmy?
I'm kind of surprised about Sutherland's. I've heard that that's normally kind of like I don't want to say the hidden gem, but
you got to get there early. And I'm talking early. I'm talking like mid-April, to late April. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 712.
We'll see partly sunny skies today, then a slight chance of storms with highs in the upper 70s. It's 53 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 14 minutes.
And we've got your chance to guess and win the Great Plains Federal Credit Union Secret Sound in just 7 minutes.
All you have to do is be caller number 5 at 720 and tell us what the sound is to win all the cash in the jackpot.
Here's Blake Shelton.
On KIX 102.5. Jimmy, you're not allowed to call them wandering anymore.
A philodendron. Hold on, I'm Googling.
Wandering Jew? What does that mean?
I don't know what that is either.
I don't want to be. I feel like Jimmy's already being racist, but.
Is this one that will not die if I leave it out there?
What you need is like a vine that will come back every year. You need like me to give you a planting of that stuff that I have in my wall.
Put in my hanging pot?
Yeah, it would grow down and come down like that.
Perfect.
It flowers only for about a week and a half in April, early May, late April, early May. And it's these little purplish blue flowers.
Sounds pretty.
Not really.
Okay.
It's, The leaves are interesting.
What's a
Morning, Woody.
But what's a wandering Jew?
Well, that's someone who's not had a home or been kicked out of their home. Maybe from a ghetto or something. I don't know.
I do like monsteras. Those are pretty.
But, yeah, Sutherland's gets one shipment in from wherever they buy it from. That comes in late April, early May. And then when they do it, they announce when the date's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done this before. Me and Gina did. And you go out there at like 6 in the morning. They open the greenhouse, and there's lines of people in the parking lot and everything. We went out one time and did that, and they always have everything half off for that first day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's everything, and then it's picked over, and that's it. They don't ever get any more, and they don't replace it.
Yeah, Bobby went and did that once and said it was just, he was amazed by the selection. It was great.
Yeah, it's insane, though, the crowd of people in there pushing over everything and everything. Speaking of, I saw Bobby Saturday at Sutherland's.
Morning, Major.
They didn't have much of anything, though. They had their standard stuff. I'm not saying it was empty, but it was just, a lot of annual stuff. Mostly when you go to the greenhouse, you're looking for perennial stuff, and the perennial stuff was just really picked over.
Mm-hmm. And perennial means it's going to come back.
Huh?
Perennial means it comes back, right?
Right. Which to me seems very counterintuitive. You think annual sounds like every year, right?
Right.
No, that means it's just here for a year. Oh, it won't be a year, though. It'll be like maybe 2 weeks, and then it's going to die because you forgot to water it again, didn't you?
Story of my life.
I got to hook up the sprinkler and everything today, too. My goal is to get those knockout roses planted, replace the board on the deck, hook up the sprinkler, get the timer programmed and everything.
Gosh.
And then tomorrow I have a recording session. And then this weekend I plan to stain the deck one day and then start power washing.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully next week I might be able to do concrete.
I do too, Megan.
I used to until I made the mistake of buying a whole bunch of annuals thinking they were perennials, and that expensive mistake made me remember.
It's one way to
You just remember it's
learn
backwards.
Morning, Ashley. Mm. So this weekend was a big weekend for my kiddos, which was a great way to spend Mother's Day, getting to celebrate them and all that they are accomplishing this year. So let me show you. Oh my gosh, Megan. My phone posts pictures, highlights of the last year or two. And it has a picture of you at the top. What picture is that I have of you? I don't need the music. Are these all of you? Do we have that many pictures together now? There's Megan. There's Megan again. Are these all Megan? Yeah. There you are. Wildcat Creek. There's us at Wildcat Creek together. These are all you. This is so fun. My phone made a video series with you, Megan. Okay, hold on. I'll come back and play it for you now. Okay. My phone just makes video compilation things every now and again, and it made one for Megan for some reason.
Have you asked it to stop?
No.
I did finally figure out my 3D thing. It now goes up and down and back and forth. And when you touch it,
Ooh, that's cool.
it makes little stars.
5 seconds.
The boy won. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 per country.
It's KIX. Yeah, the whole point I pulled out my phone is so I could show you a picture of.
It's done. No, it's not done.
Okay, good enough. This weekend went great. The boy won. They are officially champions.
Division champions, right?
Yeah. Let me show you the banner that they have.
Brandy said Sutherland's gets a truck the week starting the beginning of April, and everything is half off every day until Mother's Day every year. Okay, there you go. That's Brandy clarified what that was. But I know it gets picked over fast. They get a really good selection there at the beginning, but you got to go in, and it's miserably cold. I remember that. Beginning of April, I mean, we were still at freezing temperatures and stuff. It was very, very cold when we went out and did that. And I was like, mm-mm.
And he got his second hat trick of the season, Weston did. In the second game they played on Saturday, so that was very exciting. Yeah, just like that. So super proud of his team. They worked so hard. Last season, they won 1 game. And so they have busted tail to really, work
Talk
together.
about an improvement.
Yeah, they've grown a lot. And it's really cool just to see Weston's confidence just like explode. It's really, really cool. So there was that, and then Beans was a dancing crazy all weekend. We got her pictures back from her dance photo shoot. I want to show you guys the pictures. I showed you behind the scenes of her kind of tossing her blue dress, but I got to show you guys how those turned out because they look really cool. It's giving beta fish.
Guys, don't forget that with the Thomas Rhett tickets, we're giving those away this morning. So you've got about another 20 minutes or so to get signed up by texting the word tickets to 623-1025. We're going to find out the winner in 30 minutes.
All right, so hopefully you can see this okay. There's a watermark on it. Not really. You can't really see that at all. The light's just washing it out.
You got to get it really dim for it to show up on those cameras. 5 seconds. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 722.
We'll see partly sunny skies today, then a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms with highs in the upper 70s. It is 53 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 5 minutes. Just a reminder that we're getting you signed up to win tickets to go see Thomas Rhett in concert on June 5th at the Walmart Arkansas Music Pavilion along with Tucker Wetmore.
All you got to do to get entered to win is text the word tickets to 417-623-1025, and we're going to find out who that winner is in about 18 minutes.
But right now, it is time for you to win some cash with the Great Plains Federal Credit Union Secret Sound.
We've got $427.50 up for grabs if you can be caller number 5 at 417-623-1025.
And tell us, what is this sound?
What do you think? What is that?
623-1025. Be caller number 5. Tell us and win all the cash.
For the 4 states number 1 for cash.
Hi there, Morning KIX.
Caller 1, keep trying.
Hi, Morning KIX.
Caller number 2, try again.
Hi, Morning KIX.
Caller number 3, keep trying.
Hi, Morning KIX.
Caller number 4, hurry up and go right back.
Hi there, Morning KIX. Who is this? Delisa, where are you from? Miami. Delisa from Miami.
You are caller number 5.
Yeah, Delisa. We've got $427.50 that could be yours.
If you can tell us what is this sound?
She says getting a ringer with horseshoes.
For $427.50, that is not it.
Oh, but we're going to put another $25 in the jackpot, Delisa. In the jackpot, Delisa, making it $452.50.
And give you another chance to guess the win at 420 with Brett. Thanks. Have a great day.
What?
Jackpot?
Jackpot.
Jackpot?
The jackpot. It's actually more accurate, isn't it?
That's so funny. Morning, Sarara. Morning, Brendan. Brendan was caller 3 today. You got close. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Kitty. Got 20 seconds.
I'm working on it. I don't know if I can do it in that amount of time.
Yes, you can. Better, because I'm not going to make it. Yes, I will. You need another minute or no?
No, I got it.
Okay, we're going.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, number 1 for cash.
Looking for caller number 5 to guess and win the Great Plains Federal Credit Union Secret Sound.
Delisa from Miami.
You are caller number 5.
Yeah, Delisa. We've got $427.50 that could be yours.
If you can tell us what is this sound?
I think it is getting a ringer on a horse with horseshoes.
She says getting a ringer with horseshoes.
For $427.50, that is not it.
Oh, but we're going to put another $25 in the jackpot, Delisa, making it $452.50.
And give you another chance to guess the win at 420 with Brett.
Thank you.
Bye, Christine.
Weather. Also to tell you guys, we're not going to tell this on air, but we will tell you guys that you've only got this week and next week to guess at 420. It'll go back to just being at 7:20 in the morning after that.
Hey, by the way, all you got to do to get entered to win those tickets is text the word tickets. You don't need to say, please do this. Nothing like that. Just
I'd like to win those
tickets.
tickets. Please enter me in the drawing for Thomas Rhett tickets. Thank you. Nope, that will not do it.
We also had someone text the word toque. We had tickets with an exclamation point.
Yep, none of those work.
Our system doesn't, even if you say the word tickets and then exclamation point or emoji, it doesn't recognize
Nope,
it after that.
doesn't work. Follow the instructions. Most
Just
people
tickets.
are. Pretty good start. 74 in the last hour.
Yeah, I think it's great. Jimmy says 420 is easier to get through. Well,
There's a lot less people calling, probably. Bless his heart.
we get all the people on their way to work. He's got people at work.
Or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I just texted tickets, but I have to go pick up my kindergarten class. Is this one where we have to be listening when you say their name? Well, you got to answer when we call you.
We're going to call the winner. So if you get a call from us or if you get a call from a number in the next 20 minutes that you don't recognize, you better answer. Because if we don't get an answer, we'll go on to the next person. We want a caller.
Say you got to pee real fast and just go to the bathroom and answer.
Or we could do that post Mother's Day thing and just announce the winner's name.
And then what would we do tomorrow? Call them? I don't know. Who's got which is the bigger payoff?
I don't know. The post Mother's Day thing would take more time. It's a bigger payoff. I don't know about bigger payoff. It's a very subjective thing.
It is.
So
I don't know. I'm kind of inclined to do the Mother's Day thing because this is like the one time we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And we'll do this all week long.
Right.
So we wouldn't have to call someone for that. Fine with that.
Let me fix the log then. That's what the plan is.
Sure. And I like the idea of doing it better on the first day so that we haven't set a precedent yet.
Oh, look at this. It's coming out of a Thomas Rhett song even. That's beautiful. Did you ever reach out to ABC Power Portal?
Yes, I did. And I got multiple emails back from them. I'll have to read you the email chain.
Oh, jeez. Are they mowing at 7:30 in the morning?
Yeah. Makes way more sense. A lot better. I mowed last night at 7 at night. They mow. I know there's mowers out, like I see them all the time mowing when I'm coming to work, in the dark. They have the headlights on their machines. So I emailed them.
Morning, Chad. Power Portal. Oh.
I was wondering the reason you no longer seem to be servicing the ABC Air Power service that we currently provide barter for. We've noticed there's been no videos uploaded since May 2nd, wondering if the service had been discontinued and if we should stop the barter for it. And that's the only one it's showing. Where's the responses? Yeah. He said, "Hi, Randy. Thanks for reaching out. Can you tell me the call letters at the station we had the agreement with?" And I told him, and he said, "I'll check into this." One of the others, I emailed 3 different people on this, all the same email. Christopher Bennis and Heidi Oringer and one of the others that's not in this particular chain, and had not heard anything back from anyone else besides that. So I don't know what's going on, but they are obviously. I'm afraid it's being canceled, which is going to really suck.
That would suck.
I don't know why, just all of a sudden.
I mean, they've been slowly but surely stopping the different kinds of videos and stuff that they do. Have a good one, Chad. All right, we got to go right now. Here we go, 2 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
Partly sunny, then a slight chance of storms with highs in the upper 70s. It's 53 in Joplin.
We'll give you a look at the weather forecast along with 4 states news in just 26 minutes.
And it's the return of the KIX Summer Ticket Shootout.
Right now, you can get signed up to win tickets to see Thomas Rhett and Tucker Wetmore in concert on June 5th at the Walmart, Arkansas Music Pavilion.
And all you got to do to get entered to win is text the word tickets to 417-623-1025.
And don't forget to get outfitted before the show at JR's Western Store in Diamond.
And we're going to find out who that winner is in just 15 minutes.
But it was the weekend, which means there was another assignment for... And in case you don't know, this is where we assigned Jen a movie to watch over the weekend because before she'd come to KIX, she had seen very few, if any, movies.
And so someone would make some kind of a movie reference, and I wouldn't get it. I'd have no idea what they were talking about.
No idea. Blank stares all around. She would literally just sit there staring off into space, and we'd have to shake her and go, Jen, what's wrong? Jen, don't you get what we're talking about? Jen, don't you understand the reference?
Thank you.
Jen?
Okay, so
don't
over the week,
get what we're
every Friday, Randy assigns me a classic movie to watch. I watch it over the weekend, and then I come back on Monday and I rank it 1 to 10 and let you know what I thought about it.
And so, since it was Mother's Day weekend, we assigned her the classic touching story known as Mommy Dearest.
I don't know why you need to stop giving me these kind of movies for Mother's Day. I want something wholesome and warm-hearted, and this was not that.
What do you mean?
I mean, okay, first and foremost, Mommy Dearest, it had the potential, I think, to be a lot more powerful than it was. I mean, you've got this narcissistic mother and Joan. She's got OCD, and yet there were some times that the acting was just it was just melodramatic and over the top. And like, don't get me wrong, I am all down for some camp. I think it has its place and its moment, but it just completely took me out of the movie, and it just made it unbelievable, and not in a way that's like, okay, I can kind of suspend reality for a little bit. It just took me out of the movie in that way.
It was like the ultimate tragedy.
Yes.
Over the top tragedy.
Ridiculous.
At
and then
all times.
Faye Dunaway as Joan, she kept doing this weird thing with her eyes where she kind of bug out her eyes. And I guess she's kind of trying to do like the crazy eye thing and look more intense for the character. Okay. But again, every time she did it, I was just like, what are you doing with your face? And then I know it's probably a little bit petty, but the makeup was taking me out of the whole, I don't know. It was really hard for me to get into this movie. And then I was looking for the no wire hanger scene.
Did you go clear all the wire hangers out of your closets after this movie?
I did not. I get it. She wanted the wooden hangers. But again, and no child should ever have to go through, of course, what Christina went through, and I get that. But again, the acting in this movie was just like, what are we doing here?
So you
What
didn't
are we
like
doing
it?
here? Not really. No.
Well, now comparatively, I thought it was a huge improvement from last year's Psycho. And
No,
from
I
Friday
don't
the
think it was.
13th for Mother's Day. I mean, we're gradually working our way into the touchy, feel-good mom stories.
Are we at this rate? It's going to be another like 5 years before we finally get there.
Exactly.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Mommy Dearest a 5. It was.
5,
I mean,
good.
it just wasn't very good.
So we'll have another movie assignment for Jen this Friday
For Jen's movie rehab.
on the 4 states, #1 per country.
KIX 102.5.
Hell yeah.
It's like when Chuck Norris, his hair kept doing this weird thing in the octagon, and it was really distracting and taking me out of the movie. The crazy eyes kept doing that.
Yeah.
This was his hair.
I was so shocked the first time I actually saw Joan Crawford in a movie because I had just defined her as the Faye Dunaway performance. I'd never seen her, and I'd seen this movie at one point, and I always just thought that's Joan Crawford.
Right.
No, it wasn't. Joan Crawford has a lot more depth, and there's a lot more to her than what Faye Dunaway portrayed in this movie. So I was like, oh, well, that's not right at all, then. It's not what I had pictured at all.
Christy doesn't allow wire hangers in her house because of this movie.
A lot of people don't. That stuck with a lot of people. That
It ruined your clothes.
whole breakdown and the whole fight scene. It very disturbing, that fight scene.
Thank you,
Really
Major.
bothered me. So, yeah, I don't have wire hangers either.
Really? Because of this movie?
I don't know if it's because of this movie. Maybe on a subconscious level it might be.
Mm-hmm. Morning, Steven. Morning, Jeanette.
So I just emailed him again, and I'm like, seriously. It's not showing my email chain. So good gosh.
That's
To
weird.
find this, I have to go back.
So ABC Power Portal is a subsidy of Air Power. Is that how that works?
ABC, the company,
Mhm.
owns both of these services. They are two separate side-by-side services. When we signed on, the deal was I was interested in the video service. And they did not want to give us the barter that we were asking for. They were asking for an additional amount of barter. The only way we would agree to do it is they said, hey, we'll also give you the prep service. And I was like, well, okay for this. But it was negotiated as a package deal for the barter minutes that we pay. One barter set that we do for both services. If it's no longer a thing, then they're not going to be getting that barter that they have.
Right.
They're in breach of contract right now. And I just sent this, and my email is not showing it in my sent.
Weird.
Typical Gmail.
You coming to Joplin today, Sarah?
He said, got it. Let me look into this. That was Friday at noon. And I just sent an email saying, can you respond back Monday? So I'm kind of sounding a little irate. A little ridiculous that Monday morning at 7 a.m. I'm going, how come you haven't responded?
Hello.
Yeah. But I told him we would probably be canceling our contract with them. Well,
Yeah.
we'd definitely be canceling our contract, but canceling their services, which we wouldn't because their prep service is still really usable. And I know a lot of our guys really depend on it.
Right. All right, I'm turning the contest off.
Okay. But makes me wonder, are they going to sustain that?
I don't know, because remember, they don't do audio on it anymore. They stopped that, a month ago?
Do they?
2 months
Well,
ago?
on the news end of it, they did. I still see it. If you look under,
Yeah, you're right. They've got music news.
yeah, music news has plenty of audio.
Where was I? I was right here.
So I see them pulling back. I wonder who handles the distribution for this. I can't remember. If it's Westwood One, then I would not be want to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
We don't have to.
I don't know how to do. How do we do the beds then for this?
No, you wouldn't change
Just
anything.
leave it like this?
Yeah. Would just be more conversational. All right, we got to call our winner, which we said we weren't going to do, but then we changed our minds and decided we would. Only 5-second intro on this song. Dorinda, did you get signed up to win Thomas Red tickets?
I sure did.
What? Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh!
I guess because you didn't get anything good for Mother's Day, right?
I did get
Just a little bit.
Well, you've got Thomas Red tickets now, Dorinda.
Woo! Dorinda, you are going to go see him June 5th with Tucker Wetmore at the Walmart Amp.
So you did get everything you wanted, though, for Mother's Day? Everybody did treat you right? That's important, I think.
spend the day by myself. Everybody was gone.
Is that by design or?
Well, he was at work, and the kids got their own lives.
I guess they do, don't they? Yeah.
Mhm.
That's typical. In greats, you clothe them, you feed them, you send them to school with books, and what do? They turn around and eat them.
I hope not.
Eat the pages out of them, yes. All right, Dorinda. Well, congratulations.
Yay!
They're going to be sending you an email for this. So
Wait, hold on.
How
1
their
second,
electronic
Dorinda.
tickets
Hold on.
work.
We gotta go. 1 second.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country.
Here's Thomas Red.
On KIX 102.5.
Okay.
So I'll just be watching for that email from National at ZRI Marketing.
And none of your info's changed, right? Okay. Fabulous.
All righty.
Well,
Congratulations.
congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Mhm, bye. It was Dorinda. As soon as we saw it was Dorinda, we were like, oh my gosh, look who our system picked.
We're like, check her winning record. How long's it been? And it had been a while.
So at that point, we were like, okay, we got to call Dorinda.
And it was a little weird, the answer.
I don't know what happened.
I'm sure she said hello before her phone.
Your phone made a weird shh noise, Dorinda.
All right.
Clearly mine isn't either today. And people love her. She's adorable, Sarara. "35 seconds.
Sam's runs. You get the runs at Sam's, Megan? I saw that from earlier on TikTok.
Maybe you shouldn't go to Sam's.
Yeah. They
It's
probably.
like a pretty bad time.
Some sort of diphtheria. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. He is going to be in concert with Tucker Wetmore on June 5th at the Walmart Amp for the Better in Boots tour.
It's the KIX Summer Ticket Shootout, the return, brought to you by JR's Western Store in Diamond.
And we've been getting you signed up this morning. And by the way, we're going to be giving away tickets to this show all week long. MJ's got some today. Brett's got some later today. All week long, you're going to get the chance to text the word tickets to win yours.
And our system's actually just picked our winner. You ready to call him?
I guess so. Wait a minute, this number.
We know this one.
Yeah, I've seen this written on a few random places. Let me see.
Let's see if they answer.
They better answer. If it's who I think it is. Answer your phone.
Hello.
Dorinda, did you get signed up to win Thomas Rhett tickets?
I sure did.
What? Are you kidding
Oh
me?
my gosh.
I did.
I guess because you didn't get anything good for Mother's Day, right?
Well, I did get a little bit.
Just a little
you know.
bit?
Well, you've got Thomas
Yeah.
Rhett tickets now, Dorinda.
Awesome.
Dorinda, you
Thank
were going to go see
you.
him June 5th with Tucker Wetmore at the Walmart Amp.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
So you did get everything you wanted, though, for Mother's Day? Everybody did treat you right?
Yes.
Well, that's good, I guess, because I know there's some moms that didn't get the Sunday brunch and the card and the flowers and all of that because of those worthless, ingrateful children that they have.
So we've got a very special message from Mom to you, those ungrateful children.
Hi, dears. It's your mom. Thank you for your Mother's Day treats. Even though it doesn't feel like you put a lot of thought into it because it was like every other Mother's Day. Slippers? Real original. A brunch where I'm subjected to listening to other mothers' annoying kids? Oh, what fun. A cheap teddy bear you bought at CVS the day before? Would it kill you to put a little more effort towards the one that gave you life? A dollar store card is better than no card, sure, but you couldn't spend $4 on something with a beautiful poem in it about how much you appreciate me? Look, I don't need to be showered with diamonds. I just need you to use the squeegee after you shower so we stop getting hard water stains. Is that so much to ask? Love, Mom.
It's Morning Kicks with Randy and Jen on the four states #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
20 things to do in between each thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Jen's needs.
Dorinda didn't get brunch or flowers or a card.
Well, don't feel bad, Dorinda. I didn't either.
I got a card from the boy, and he was like, if anyone ever tried to hurt you, I'd fight them. Thanks, son.
Okay. So, in other words, I need to hire security.
She got rose bushes and planted them. Megan mowed her own yard. Hubs did go get barbecue, and it was delicious.
Yeah, Gina helped me mow a little bit. I tried to get her not to, but she like, it's ridiculous when we're mowing the backyard. She'll wait until I get everything outlined and I get some of the other difficult areas taken care of. And then she'll come out and she'll go like this, and I've got headphones in, the mower's going, and I'll shake my head no. And she'll go like this, and then she'll follow me around trying to get it from me. So I'm sure the neighbors are like, they're fighting over the mower again.
She just wants you to start it, and then she finishes it?
Yeah, she finishes the back, and then she'll go through it so that I can do the weed eating. She knows that at that point I take over and do the weed eating. She'll do the little front section, and then I'll do the big side section after she gets done with that. We stop, and we'll bag up the clippings. And
Well, good. You called your mom, Major. You still doing your neighbor's yard, too, back there?
yeah. Not all of it, not as much as I was last year. I mean, last year I went over and actually mowed her whole front yard. She's got a huge yard. And I did most of it last year 3 or 4 times because she had just had appendicitis and was not able to get up and around. So,
how's her husband doing? Look at the PM. Oh, Dorinda, that hummingbird is so cute. Ooh, Sarara. She got a hammock.
nice.
Do you love it? I miss my hammock so much.
Awesome.
And then Dorinda wanted me to see what she got.
Needs to be in the shades, Sarara.
Oh, Dorinda got a tattoo.
What? Are those possums? What is that?
Possums?
You've got your screen darkened still. I couldn't make it out. Oh, little hanging children. It's tattoo of children being hung.
Okay.
Hi there, morning KIX. Morning.
How you doing?
Not good. Did you have a good Mother's Day, Dustin? Had Domino's.
Ooh, yummy.
Yeah.
What can we do for you?
Oh, Garth. He wants to hear some Garth.
Oh, Garth.
Stand outside your fire.
All righty. You got it.
Got it.
We'll see what we can do for you, buddy.
Later.
Bye. No, that is adorable, Dorinda. I love how they did the timeline. That was very clever. And a little heart on it.
Well,
How
they
was
gave
it going
out
over your...
roses, a human being.
She ate a rose from human being?
Gina did. They were giving out roses at church, or not roses, flowers. It was a build your own bouquet. So you could go in and pick 2 flowers, pick baby's breath, pick
Oh, cool.
ribbon to put around it and everything, and put all that together. So all of the ladies were doing that. And
Yeah, they're dangling. They're not being hung. They're holding on for dear life. I'm kidding.
her and her friends, there they are.
Oh, that's sweet.
With their flowers. And there's the photo booth thing that they had set up.
It's pretty.
Yeah, my wife took pictures of our dead azaleas. This now less than a year ago, he came back and planted these. I mean, and when I went to pull them up, the first one I could pull up, deroot it. The other one, it just was breaking off, snapping off. It was so dry and dead.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
I don't think she took pictures of them with it fixed. And this is what we replaced it with, the fir tree that was missing out of there. So it's shaped kind of like that, but it's a boxwood. It's not a
That's what my dad has at his house.
Yeah.
And those things grow all the time in anything.
This is kind of what we had. But the problem with any kind of evergreen like that is they get around here, everything. That was another thing. Menards. Was it Menards or Home Depot that no, it was Menards. Every single fir had blight. Every single one.
Yeah.
They were all marked down like $5. I mean, you could buy a great big fir tree like this tall, this big around, size of a Christmas tree for your yard for $5 because I guess for firewood, I mean, they're dead. They have blight. They had that rust disease. There's no coming back
Why would
from
you
that.
want to waste your money on that?
Right?
Thank you for all the likes.
They're dangling. Yeah, they do that after they die, Dorinda.
Oh, my gosh.
They dangle.
Is it Ahmed? Is that how you pronounce your name? Giving us all of the likes. Oh, Megan, thank you for the gift.
Thank
for
you,
the coins,
Ahmed. You have so good. All these likes he puts.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Where you from, Ahmed?
All right, we're into news. Luke Thomas and Blake Shelton official just commented on our page.
Oh, hey. Did you guys hear the new news guy?
56 vital health positions, leaving some communities without access to critical services.
His voice is not bad, but it's going to take some getting used to.
Hey, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Megan. 15 seconds. Here we go. We'll see partly sunny skies today with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms late in the afternoon with a high near 78. Partly cloudy skies in mid-50s tonight. Sunshine low 80s for Tuesday. Sunshine 87 for Wednesday.
KIX 102.5 storm tracker radars just showing a few clouds over the 4 states.
61 in Diamond, 57 in Pittsburgh, 60 in Joplin. To sign up for severe weather alerts, download the Zimmer Storm Center app.
So we're wanting to know, what is the thing that you've always wanted to learn how to do but have never gotten around to doing?
623-1025 to call or text.
Or you can tell us on Facebook
Here's Morgan Wallen.
on KIX 102.5.
Megan says different, but good different.
Yeah. I think he's got a good voice. It's just going to take some getting used to.
So is he going to be the one on news from now on these ones?
Most of the time, yeah, I think so.
All right. To those of you still texting the word tickets, the contest is over, but MJ will have another chance for you at 10:15. Or I don't know if it's at 10:15. At some point, he'll have another chance for you. Oh.
I think they just announced their winners.
Pretty sure they do. Ahmed left and never told us where he was from.
Well, heck, Ahmed, maybe you didn't understand me.
Morning, Michael. I mean, he followed us. That's cool.
I noticed on the one video that he had a lot of acrylic on it, or acrylic, so could have been from a Eastern European nation.
Mm-hmm. It is going to be a beautiful day. Ooh, no, Megan. I do not want it to be hot.
Boy, I do. Bring it.
Y'all crazy.
Sooner the better. I was telling her we still have Blackberry winter to go through, so it's going. We've got another cold snap in store for it.
You think? I mean, it's like mid-May though.
Yeah, it will be towards the end of May, right around a little bit before Memorial Day. It'll get down into the 50s, for the high and.
Your ACM New Mail Artist winner, Zach Top. Morning, Kalini. You ready for the creek side? Didn't we talk last year about doing a float day or something?
Speaking of not being able to understand you, I read a deal over the weekend that says that the U.S. Southern accent is disappearing.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
They did an assessment from 25 years ago, and they say that it is beginning to flatten out, that the pronouncement, I forget the terminology they use, but the pronouncement, it's because of connectivity, because of the internet, social media, in general, that all extreme accents are beginning to level, and that they predict within the next 20 years we'll see, except for in rare circumstances, that most accents will disappear. It'll all become this Midwestern flat sound.
I like accents.
I do too. It kind of bothers me a little bit that is a thing.
I would hate to see them go. Do you think you have an accent?
No.
Do I have an accent?
No. I have what's called now. There are some words that are the exception that I have an accent on, I know. So all of my friends from California swear that I sound like a hillbilly. But I think for the most part, I've got Midwestern flat. I think they have accents.
Mm-hmm. I think you've done a pretty good job of, your voice is very even.
When I started in radio, it was horrible. I talk like I was from Arkansas. Seriously, that's how everyone where I was from sounded. That's how I sounded. My family sounded that way. But I became very hyper aware of it and worked very hard to overpronounce consonants and vowels and flatten all that out. But especially when I start talking fast, or if I start talking with someone that's got an accent, then I'll mimic them a little bit.
Sure.
I met Mrs. Rosenthal over the weekend. She's the former superintendent at Carthage. I forget which. Was it Mark Twain? Yeah, Mark Twain School. Yeah, she. So my friend Deborah, who was retiring as a teacher from Carthage School, she's worked for them for 4 centuries or something. We went to her party, and while I was there, she said, "Come over here. There's a group of ladies over here that are fans and want to meet you." And so we went over and sat and talked with them for a little bit, and they talked about our songs and stuff like that. And Mrs. Rosenthal had never met me. She'd heard about us. You know, she's not really a fan. But after talking at their table for a little bit, KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
We'll see partly sunny skies today, then a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms with highs in the upper 70s. It's 60 in Joplin.
If that don't make you pucker, I want to know what will.
Chance of showers. There we go.
We'll give you a look at the forecast in just 14 minutes, but we're talking about the thing that you have always wanted to learn how to do.
Like, I've always wanted to learn how to play guitar.
Well, why haven't you then?
Because I like my long fingernails.
You can play with long fingernails. There's plenty of people with long fingernails. Yeah.
I was always told that if you want to play guitar, you got to cut your fingernails. And so I was like, well, I guess I'm not learning.
I will say this. It facilitates playing guitar a lot more with shorter fingernails. I mean, you see mine, but you don't have to have short fingernails. You can work around it.
Okay, well, maybe I will learn it at
You're
some
not
point,
going to do scalular runs and stuff like that, which sounds really disgusting
I don't
if
even
you
know
don't know what that
means,
is.
I don't know.
You will if you eat the Mexican food.
623-1025 to call or text.
What have you always wanted to learn how to do?
That's gross.
Scalular runs.
Yeah.
Here's Imodium. Takes care of scalular runs.
It's KIX 102.5. It's like, ew.
I've got the scalular runs.
Why have we talked about the runs so often this morning? What the
Because
heck?
it's what the show's all about. Dorinda said her kids had her in school. Well, she sat right next to me and she goes, "I am so glad that you weren't a student of mine." Numerous times she said, "Oh, I don't know what I would have done if you had been a student of mine."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "It would have been a joy and you would have loved every minute of it." And she goes, "Or my money back?" I said, "Or your money back."
Mm-hmm.
Butt stuff. That's right. Got to have the butt stuff. She seemed like a very sweet lady. Yeah. Very strong personality. She's Jewish and she, this was at a church, but she seemed to put that aside all right. So
Yeah.
I can't remember the names of the other ladies that were there. There was one that was a huge hyper fan, you know, of us. And
Was it Sue?
why? Maybe. Why?
I don't know. I just made up a
Just-
name.
okay.
I just picked a name. It's like, here's a name.
No, her name was Claudius.
Oh.
Oh, hey, what?
What? What happened?
Okay, Lee Bryce. Do we have Lee Bryce scheduled? They've just rescheduled his concert. I don't see that we had any tickets for that. maybe we gave away earlier because the concert is May 16th. Was May 16th. They've now rescheduled it for July 19th. Let me see if we had any.
Yeah,
Where?
March. First week of March.
No, that was Black Oak Camp.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
May 16th, though. Is that what she's talking about? Yes, it is. Okay. Should we post that?
I mean, at the very least, the winners need to be.
I'm going to put it on Facebook. I wonder if they've got anything on there.
Got it. Just share that then.
I don't know why they put parentheses around Black Oak Theater.
Morning, Marcella. Marcella, Maricella.
Those tickets that we gave away for Black Oak Amphitheater. Well, that's weird that it defaults to that image. You know, used to, if you went to a website, they have multiple images on the page on Facebook when you did a post with the link. You could scroll through those images and choose. It's not a thing now. It just randomly picks one, and that's what you got.
That's annoying.
Unless you want to go to the trouble of downloading the photo and all that jazz.
Right.
So I don't. I had a girlfriend in junior high that was named Marcella.
Oh, yeah.
She was a lot.
The University of Tennessee hosted an intense Morgan Wallen lookalike contest. It pays to look like Morgan Wallen. Okay, but I want to know who won. Let's see. Okay, they had $100 prize. First round, they've got to explain why they think they should win. Then they've got to name songs. Wow, there were 4 Morgan Wallens that made it to the final round, but the crowd wanted a different Morgan Wallen that they called Morgan Walmart, who'd been eliminated during the Name That Song Off in the second round. His name was Alex, and he ultimately won. I want to know which one actually won, though.
Oh, boy.
5 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen
Here's Low Cash.
on KIX 102.5. Tell my ears closing up.
Again?
Yeah. It was good all weekend, but it's doing that. Oh, Ahmed came over to. No, wait. I'm still on TikTok. Never mind. I thought I was on Facebook.
Okay, neither one of these guys went. I want to see Morgan Walmart. Show us who won.
Morgan Walmart? What's Morgan Walmart?
Oh, he's this guy. There was a Morgan Wallen lookalike concert down at the University of Tennessee.
You kept saying Morgan Walmart.
That's what they called the guy who
Oh.
won. They called him Morgan Walmart.
Nice.
But yeah, the guy who won was eliminated during the song off where they had to list different songs on Morgan Wallen. He got eliminated, and then they were down to 3 guys, and the crowd was like, no, we want the other guy.
Okay.
So they brought him back, and he won. My ankle is doing a weird So Rara wants to get y'all coffee.
Yes, she does.
Are you volunteering Sarah to get us coffee? Or did she ask? I want to go to Vegas Major. I've never been before. It's on my bucket list. You certainly don't have to, Sarara. We'd love just to see you and Miss Maddie. But if you'd like to.
Oh, my gosh.
And then you start losing money and the excitement goes downhill real fast.
Bad.
I'm like, wait a second.
Well, to me, it just sounds like work. Gambling to me is more like work. It's not that much fun. I mean, there's way too much thinking involved.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to do math. I really don't know what's going on half the time anyway.
Yeah, if I don't know what's going on with something, I don't like it.
Yeah, so
It's frustrating.
Like, I get through it. I'm always a little more relieved when I'm done.
Like the times that we've been to a casino or that I've been to a casino and even just trying to use like the slot machines, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know what's going on here. Did I win?
Sarah says, send me what you want. You want your huge?
Yeah. Thank you, Sarara.
Thank you, Sarara. Give me 1 second.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 820.
We'll see partly sunny skies today with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 70s. It is 60 in Joplin.
And we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in just 6 minutes, but we're talking today about the thing that you have always wanted to learn how to do.
You just never got around to it.
623-1025. What have you always wanted to learn how to do?
After 12 years of being in the Army and around helicopters, I've always wanted to fly one.
Oh, me too. I have a good buddy who's learning to fly right now. I'm so jealous of that.
Yeah, them old combat runs at treetop level, banking hard, always made all their cherries puke. They're great.
A helicopter seems like it'd be really difficult to learn how to fly.
Yeah, I think the whole time they're piloting those things, it's like some sort of balancing act.
They are physically designed not to fly.
So if you learned how to do that, are you going to take me up for a flight?
You better believe it, I would.
You know, after talking about it, I'm not so sure I want to go
Maybe
anymore.
you shouldn't.
Why?
They're physically designed not to fly.
Randy, I think I just heard your spine crumble.
A little bit.
That's what that was, yes.
Oh, I need to have that seen about. Does anybody know a good orthopedic surgeon?
What's the thing that you've always wanted to learn how to do?
To drive a race car.
It's only one turn.
Yeah, right now you know more than those guys do if you can make a left turn and a right turn.
They got a little bit more difficult stuff going on. They got to worry about more people than we do.
I don't know. Have you ever driven on Rangeline Road?
Yes, I have.
There's a few more cars there than that are out on racetrack.
And again, they're only making left turns. I think, let's look at a NASCAR race.
Okay.
Everybody's driving the average speed. They're really staying in their lane, so to
Right,
speak,
yeah.
except for when they're progressing. And it is just left turns. I think it's a lot more challenging to navigate, say, I-44 or Rangeline.
I think so.
What have you always wanted to learn how to do?
Train with the dolphins.
What do you think the dolphins could train you to do?
Well, for one, it would get me in a wetsuit, and I would be in the water with them, which would be great.
And they could teach you how to make that noise. That
Yeah, very true.
And you could learn how to swim on your tail.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know how to do that.
Do you?
Yeah, I can swim on my tail
Wow,
all day
that's
long.
impressive.
Yeah, thank
Wait,
you.
How do you make the dolphin noise again? Is that right?
What have you always wanted to learn how to do?
I always wanted to learn how to win an argument with my wife.
Dude,
Nope, you're never
okay,
going to learn how to win.
There's some
That's
lessons
just not going
that
to happen.
cannot be learned. And trust me, even if you were able to accomplish that, the end result would not be what you desire.
Exactly.
What have you always wanted to learn how to do?
But never got around to doing.
623-1025 to call or text.
Or you can tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states #1 for country.
Sounds more like, not Flipper, it's Skipper, the angry dolphin. He's
All right.
surly.
So, Rara, I'm texting you. You want macchiato, right? You never switch it up.
I like what I like.
Megan gave me a drink suggestion the other day, and it was so good.
There are things, I mean, they taste good. I like them, yes. Like, I like the, what's Human Being has the, what's it called? The chocolate, their signature drink.
The granita? No, that's
Granada.
That's the Frono.
The frozen granada. The
Granita.
granita.
They
I-
also have the snowy, though.
Yeah. I like the granita. I like the caramel granita. But I like the macchiato better. I like hot better. And to me, that's just the perfect drink. So why am I going to, here's a choice. I've got all these other things that are, they're par or the best. And I'm going to go for that most of the time. I don't always. I sometimes get a granita or something. But most of the time, I'm going to go with what I really, really, really like.
Okay, my order's kind of crazy, but in my defense, this is Megan's order she gave me, and it's really good.
So sorry.
You know me. Okay. I wrote it down. Let me guess. Caramel macchiato. Imagine that. That's what he's always getting.
I have a drink at Sonic that I get. I always get a strawberry lemonade cream slush with vanilla added.
Their cream slushes are so good.
Yeah. It's what I'm trying to recreate is very similar to the Chick-fil-A lemonade, frozen lemonade. I like those. But I like strawberry lemonades too. And Chick-fil-A won't do a strawberry lemonade, frozen lemonade, but with that, it tastes a lot like their frozen lemonade with strawberry.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. See, that's Megan's drink order. It's very good. Major says, good news. They reopened the Human Being that's close to me.
Reopen. Why
What
was
happened
it
to
closed?
it? Yeah.
Oh, where he lives.
But yeah, that's Megan's drink order, and
We
is
now have
delicious.
2 human beings, Woody. The only thing I would do different on caramel macchiatos, if it was me, I think that should just be standard, is they need an extra shot of espresso, really.
Mm-hmm.
Up the bitter. Up your bitter.
Up your bitter.
Up your bitter.
Your mom's bitter.
Oh, boy, there's nothing on TV, is there? Absolutely. So over the weekend, I did get to watch a couple of things. I watched, what's the most recent episode of The Last of Us?
How is it now?
With him gone,
Sorry, spoilers. We just totally ruined that. I was trying to be
Everybody
vague about it.
knows Pedro Pascal's no longer on the show.
Okay, well, now you super know.
I mean, it's an old story for one thing. If you know the video game progression, it follows that kind of.
I don't even watch the show, though, and I was aware that happened.
Yeah. So it's kind of predictable. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's still really, really good. That's the only good thing I think that there is on TV right now. I was trying to think. The 4 seasons, this one with Steve Carell and Tina Fey and everybody, we sat down to watch that and got distracted and ended up doing something else. I can't remember why, but I've got that saved to watch.
Mm-hmm. That's one I want to see.
Oh.
In 10 years.
The one movie we watched this weekend, it's on Netflix right now. It's called Nanas.
Nanas?
Nonnas. And it stars, what's his name? Big forehead guy.
Big forehead. Walton Goggins.
That's a big forehead guy, but not this one. No, Vince Vaughn. So he's another big forehead guy.
Funny. Forehead guy.
We started watching this, and I thought this is going to be another one of his swing and misses. You know, because Vince Vaughn, he has great movies. He has really, really bad movies, too. The ones where they, just give him free reign and they say, here's what we want you to talk about. And you can tell there's no script. They're just ad-libbing the whole way through it. To me, those are painfully miserable, and I wish somebody would take them out and whip them every time they did that. But this was not one of those. This is based on a true story. It's based on a book that the guy wrote about his experience of opening an Italian restaurant on Staten Island that is chefed exclusively by Italian grandmothers. Now it's
I
still.
remember this now. We talked about it.
Still open. It's still open on Staten Island. Now it has grandmothers from all over the world there that work, but it's this family restaurant and his effort to get this open. And Vince Vaughn plays the guy, and it was really, really good. Very touching story. It had Lorraine Bracco in it, Stanley Tucci, Susan Sarandon, Joe Manganiello, huge cast in this. And it feels more like a Hallmark movie when you start watching it, I'll be honest. For the first 15, 20 minutes, I'm like, I could check out at any point. I'm okay with checking out at any point. But somewhere along the line, I got very involved with this, very engaged with it. And by the end of it, I was like, that was really, really good. I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
It's got an 81% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. So
nice.
Not
Better
bad.
than Mommy Dearest.
Yeah. Well. So that is one good thing that's out. Amazon Prime has not had anything new of worth or note for the past 3 weeks. Apple has not had anything new now they've got some new shows coming in the next couple of weeks that look really, really good.
They're riding that Severance high.
Yeah. And I mean, Max has not had anything new or good. What's the show about the stand-up comedian? Hacks came out a week or two ago. That's the last, and it's really gotten kind of stupid. Hacks has. I quit watching it.
Did they have any episode of the Nathan Forever? Nathan.
Yes. Oh,
was that good?
Gosh, it was even more mind-blowing. I'm so glad you brought this up because every single episode, how he has not won Emmys for this, and maybe he has, I don't know. It's mind-blowing. So in this, he begins to examine, he's examining the concept that there's so many plane crashes because the co-pilots don't speak up in situations where they would because they don't feel the confidence to be assertive enough. Well, they begin to they've looked at the co-pilots at their issues, and they looked at the pilots at their issues. Well, this episode, he decided to look at a positive pilot example, Captain Sully Sullenberger. And so he went through his book. And when I say he went through his book, I mean he went through, had it enlarged, and spent months going over, highlighting, examining parts of Sully's biography. And then he recreated those scenarios for himself. So he went to this house where this woman had these dogs. She had cloned an older dog that they had.
Like, really?
Yes, you can do this. It's a thing. There's a service where for about $40,000-$50,000 you can have a pet cloned, and it's the exact cloned replica of the dog. So, but
Wow.
these 3 dogs that they had behaviorally were nothing like the dog that they had cloned. In fact, they didn't have the emotional engagement with these 3 dogs that they had with the one dog. And that's because they did not grow up in the same environment. They did not have the same social impacts that this one dog did. And
Right.
Nathan figures this out, and so he recreates this early part of their life, takes one of the dogs, hires actors 24 hours a day. For 4 months, they spend with that dog, seeing if they can see any of the behaviors develop that this first dog exhibited. All in an effort to see if it was worthwhile to progress with this then with a pilot.
What?
So they did see some of the dog began to exhibit some of the behaviors that the older dog had, some of the things that they had enjoyed about the older dog, this younger dog, when isolated and put into this environment, recreated the house. The actors looked just like they had to shadow the people that they were recreating from months before they could do. It's just, I mean, your brain wants to explode watching this show because you're like, no, this can't be real. And it is. So at that point, he decided to recreate for himself Sully Sullenberger's childhood.
Hold on, 3 seconds.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country morning KIX.
Here's Luke Combs.
On KIX 102.5.
Can you move the mouse real quick, please?
What? So and this is where it gets just insane.
Yes, all this leads to an airplane pilot.
Yes. That the whole time you kind of forget that because he's recreating Sully Sullenberger's birth years. So his years age 1 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
So it shows this bedroom door with a crib and everything, and a mobile and everything. And the door opens and in walks Nathan in a diaper. And then you realize, oh my gosh, everything in this room is scaled as if Nathan was a baby. So he lives in this baby crib, and he has a mother and father that come in, and they're on stilts. So they're great big, and they've got fake heads and everything that he would have seen. And she breastfeeds him. And it's a fake breast, that's just spewing milk all over. And he's a little baby in the arms of this gigantic. And then his formative years, age 7 to like 12, and him and his sister, and he gets in trouble. So he's recreating scenes from this book to see what influences might have made Sully make the decision that he made in the moments before they crashed into the Hudson. One of the major things from the black box that he discovered was Sully turned to the co-pilot and said, "Do you have any suggestions?" That right there is what caused Nathan to do all these tests. And his parents, they look gigantic, and they are gigantic, but it is so that he can be properly scaled from what a child would be, So they're in stilts, and there's family photos with them, and it's just the amount of detail that went into this. And then he recreated himself as Sully later, and they recreated the flight simulator of him crashing into the Hudson and everything. It's just too much. It's more than my brain could take. We stopped it numerous times just so we could go, okay, let's see if we've got this straight. He is doing,
Mm-hmm.
It's mind-blowing.
Megan said she had to sit down.
Yeah. I would not, all through the show, I can't even talk. My mouth's just going.
So what did he figure out or learn by doing it?
That it was the iPod that he listened to. And this is insane. So Avril Lavigne's song. What is the
complicated?
Wake me up.
That's not
Wake
Avril.
me up.
That's Evanescence.
Evanescence. I'm sorry.
Hold on, we
Evanescence.
have 5
Didn't
seconds.
she sing for Evanescence? Did she not?
Amy Lee.
Okay. Hold on. KIX 102.5, the 4 states number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
We'll see partly sunny skies with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms. Highs in the upper 70s. It's 60 in Joplin.
Morning KIX Takeover Monday edition is getting ready to start in just 14 minutes.
So if there's a song you need to hear this morning, make sure to go vote for it on the KIX app or the KIX website.
And we'll start playing it back for you in about 15. But we're talking today about the thing you've always wanted to learn how to do.
You just never really got around to it.
So whatever it is for you, you can text or tell us at 623-1025.
Like me, I have always wanted to learn how to crochet. I learned how to knit when I was in college, but crocheting I feel like was the natural next step, and I just never learned how to do it.
I thought they were the same thing.
Oh, no. There's totally different hooks that you use for it.
Oh, okay.
I know that much about it. I just don't know the full process of crocheting.
What have you always wanted to learn how to do but have never gotten around to doing?
Well, I've learned how to do a lot of things in my life, and I love to work with wood. The one thing I have always wanted to learn how to do is carve things out of wood with a chainsaw.
It's like a psychotic frustration release.
You know, I think every single person who knows how to do that ought to have to laugh maniacally while they're doing it. Look, it's an owl. What have you always wanted to learn how to do?
Your coworker, I forgot how to say her name all of a sudden.
It's Jim. We all call her James for short.
No, Randy, it's Jen.
I could teach you how to crochet.
Do it. Do
Thank
it right
you.
now. Do it. Get your needles
Right.
out. Get your needles
Right,
out,
I
James.
don't have Randy.
Show her your needles, James. What?
What have you always wanted to learn how to do?
Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero? Why Guitar Hero?
Yeah.
Why bother with all the process of learning Guitar Hero when you could just learn to play guitar?
Well, I figure I'm going to start out with Guitar Hero and then work my way into the guitar.
The two don't have very much to do with each other.
I know they don't.
They really don't. You're not going to learn fingering on Guitar Hero that's going to translate over to the guitar.
But you
Trust
still
me.
hold your hand the same way, don't you? You bend the fingers and push the buttons.
Vaguely, but not even really. It doesn't. I do both. So
Okay.
they do not communicate well with one another.
What have you always wanted to learn how to do?
I've always wanted to learn how to not be afraid of clowns.
How to not be afraid?
Can you learn how to not be afraid of clowns?
I don't know. I don't know how the rest of the world does it, but they are the freakiest things.
What you need to do is lock yourself alone in the basement with a copy of the movie It and watch it over and over.
No.
Yeah, that's what did it to me when I was little.
We all float down here. 623-1025 to text or tell us what is the thing you've always wanted to learn how to do.
You just never got around to it.
Or you can tell us on Facebook.
It's the 4 states number 1 for country.
KIX 102.5. So, at some point in the biography, after Sully Sullenberger's father had died, he begins to notice a change in the way he's writing. Now, again, he's analyzed this book so thoroughly. There's charts and cross-references. He's got these huge wall-sized charts with big tables laying out with pages of the book laying out referenced and cross-referenced and everything so that he can track the progression of Sully's life and see what influences have caused him to be who he was when he saved all those people in the crash into the Hudson River.
Yeah.
So he discovers that one of the major factors was... Morning. Yeah. Sarah.
Like a little puppy?
Yes, I did. I put a post on Facebook. That'd be great. I put a post on Facebook for anybody like that with the link on there too. Pretty much clipped from your email what it said. But so anyway, he notices that at a time right after Sully's father had died that he had bought an iPod. And so he recreates this whole scene for himself with him going to buy the iPod. And one of the songs that he references lyrics from frequently throughout the book is the song Wake Me Up by Evanescence. And they play little snippets of it, you know. And he says there is a period of silence right before they crash into the Hudson River. That is 11, I forget how many seconds long. Maybe it was like 27 seconds, whatever it was. It was the exact same length as the chorus of Wake Me Up, which is a chorus that he quoted from memory numerous times in his book because of how it inspired him. So he thinks that maybe that song was what inspired him at that point. So Ra-Ra's here. I have got to show you pictures because it'll blow your mind. It is. It is so freaky. The rehearsal. Yeah. So this is Nathan doing this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch this. Your brain just can't handle what's happening. It's a good girl. It's a good girl. Yeah, she's a good girl. She smells so good. I know. See the looks? See the looks? They're watching this. You can see it on YouTube, this particular scene.
What?
He's naked. He's butt naked. I know. You see now why I'm like, what is happening? Watch this. Look at Sarah's face. It did work on a dog. See, here's the book that he has all out. This house is built to scale. I don't know what's going on with their face. I never could figure that out. I guess. It really does. It really does. It's unbelievable. So he recreates what he's read in the book to try to see if he could experience it. It's mind blowing. I'm telling you guys, it's on a level with Severance.
Is it though?
It is. It really is. I guess. And he goes through him meeting his wife, all of this. So that's where this snippet ends. But if you want to see the snippet of him recreating Sully Sullenberger's childhood, I really advise going and watching it. Do a search for The Rehearsal, Sully Sullenberger on YouTube, and you can see that scene. It will leave you with your mouth open going, what did I just witness? I mean, here, Sarah's face says it all right here. Well, the camera's pointing at the countertop. So, yeah, was that like nothing you've ever witnessed before? And that's just one scene. Really, you have to understand the greater scope of what he's doing here to really have your mind blown. There you go. There you go. That says it all. Yeah. No words. No words to describe it. He is an insane genius, but insane. No, you have to understand. You have to look at the wider scope of the thing. And by the end of it, I was like, wow. And, it all comes down to that Evanescence song.
What? Okay, yeah, we never.
So he does all of this to see what was the major influences that caused him to be the man that he was, that opened up and chose to ask his co-pilot, do you have any suggestions?
So the song is
Wake Me Up Inside.
I love that.
So he quotes, after his father dies, he quotes this numerous times throughout the book. At
this
times,
song?
Yes, whenever he would go, well, and he's like, how did a guy his age come to know that? Well, he mentions a major purchase that he makes.
We got to go on.
KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen.
We'll see partly sunny skies today with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 70s. It is 60 in Joplin.
So we've been talking about the thing you've always wanted to learn how to do, but have never gotten around to doing.
623-1025 to call or text or tell us on Facebook.
What have you always wanted to learn how to do?
I want to learn to play the violin.
Yeah, it's the learning part, though, that's going to make the family hate you.
Yeah.
It sounds like a cat dying when you do that.
I mean, they're done with me learning the piano. I think they can deal with the violin.
It's two different things. I mean, you can make the violin sound a lot worse than you can a piano.
I think you definitely can, for sure.
I think you have to shoot a piano with a shotgun to get it to sound close to as bad as you can a violin.
What have you always wanted to learn how to do, just never got around to it?
Drive a stagecoach.
Because it's such an essential skill in today's work environment, right?
Right.
With 4 horses.
4 horses riding down, trying to get to the next post on time, fighting off the Indians and bandits around the next pass.
Yeah, as long as it has a cup holder.
I don't know if they did or not. I'm assuming.
What is the thing that you've always wanted to learn how to do?
I really need to learn how to swim. At age 55, I still don't know how.
Are you in the water right now?
No.
Okay, that's what I just thought.
And secondly, I want to learn how to pilot an airplane.
So the two are related. When you crash, then you'll be able to swim to safety.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
What have you always wanted to learn how to do?
Jump out of an airplane.
Oh. Jumping's not difficult. It's the landing part that's hard. You don't even need a parachute to jump out. That's super easy. A baby can jump out. Landing,
that's a whole other story.
It's a whole other skill set.
What have you always wanted to learn how to do?
But have never gotten around to doing?
623-1025 to call or text.
Or you can tell us on Facebook.
Morning KIX Takeover starting in just 2 minutes.
On the 4 states, #1 for country.
KIX 102.5.
So anyway, finishing this.
That camera's just being...
It's too high. You can lower it if you want to.
She was trying to, and it wasn't cooperating.
So
it's
like she's peeking in. Hello. So anyway, he makes a purchase of an iPod, and they had just come out, and he's blown away by this so much so that he devotes a whole chapter to the iPod and what an impact it had on him, and how much time he spent with his iPod and loading it with music, his favorite songs. But when his father, there's the chair. Now you can't see this. So he mentions this song, when his father dies, Wake Me Up Inside, he feels the lyrics are applicable to these challenging times in his life. Well, the length of the chorus of Wake Me Up Inside is exactly, 27, 36 seconds, whatever it is. There is a space of time where nothing is said. Nothing is said on the aircraft right before it crashes, and it's the exact length of that chorus.
Oh, interesting.
And interestingly enough, in the crash wreckage, after everything was recovered and they recovered the plane, his iPod was one of the things found in the cockpit.
Ooh.
So they're like, he thinks that he popped those in in the moments, before they crashed. He's like, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do. He picks up his iPod and puts it on and listens to Evanescence, Wake Me Up Inside, that chorus.
Wow.
And then turns and asks his co-pilot, do you have any suggestions? And then pilots everyone to safety in the Hudson River. Of course, that's not what happened, but this is the conclusion Nathan draws from all of this research that he's done. It's insane, the connections that he makes. And you're like, well, okay, I see where he's getting this, but...
Honey doesn't get along with other dogs, but she won't come in here unless... She's such a good girl. Yeah, you broke the camera 3 after the wedding. I forgot about that. And it was crazy. We got all 4 cameras to work for the wedding. Literally just the duration of the wedding. And then we lost camera 3. And I think camera 4 for a while went down too. We got that one back recently. Does it make you want a Yorkie? But she's such a cute mess.
Oh.
No. Oh, you gonna sit, Purdy?
Because I want to go see the dog.
You want to go see the other dog? Honey's a big old dog.
She is not under control. So you've got to watch the rehearsal.
I feel like that episode, that little snippet there was a great, it satiated my palate for the show. I'm good for a little while.
You have no regret. Now, the whole show's not like this. I mean, his extreme lengths that he goes to recreate, it's why it's called the rehearsal. Mm-hmm. Recreate these scenarios and stuff. They are all like that, but they're not all that. They're not about babies and grown-up adults and everything. Like the one I told you where he went to talk to the executives at Paramount and he wanted to practice that experience first in Germany. So he recreates them all as Nazis. So, and that got a lot of press, but it's insane. It's just insane. His old show used to be called Nathan for You, and
Nathan for You.
It had stuff kind of like this. He always makes the most weird connection. Someone will say something to him, and he draws a conclusion from that is so unlike what anyone else would. And you're like, well, okay, I see where he got that, but that's ridiculous.
Right.
But that's where he goes. And then he takes that to its extent, and it's just mind-blowing.
The more you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what are we doing tomorrow?
The synopsis says, he restages key moments from his life, drawing from Sully's memoir, Highest Duty, utilizes giant sets, puppets, and a close reading of his books to explore how music, particularly Evanescence, might have influenced his actions during Miracle on the Hudson.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go.
Tomorrow, we are going to be talking about...
Your weirdest food combination.
What's the weirdest food combination that you've ever tried?
Peanut butter and pickles. So good. Oh, it's so good.
What?
If you haven't had it, you're missing out.
I feel like you ought to have to bring it in. We ought to have to.
Yes, I'll totally do that.
I've got a few. I know I can't think of them. The apple pie with cheddar cheese was a whole thing that I convinced her of. It's amazing. Just take cheddar cheese and an apple slice and try those two together. You'll understand then what.
But there's a lot more to pie than just
Yes,
that.
there is. But you can get the gist of the two, how the two work together from that. I constantly eat the mozzarella cheese sticks,
Yes,
always
love that.
eat those with sliced apple. Love that. So we're going to do that. Plus, we've got more Thomas Rhett tickets up for grabs. And the Secret Sound at 7:20. So Have a great rest of your day, everybody.
Bye.